Yes.
Okay, so let me start then.
You are
I'll
the
just
presenter now.
briefly. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. So we'll start today's Selenium WebDriver and how to use the tool to automate the manual test or manual test cases. So that includes automation framework design and coding, that is development or implementation, and the execution. So three
We
things.
can't see your screen yet. Okay. So
You can't see my screen?
no.
I thought I should. So okay, let's wait. You can't see my screen.
No.
I am logging from GoToMeeting tool rather than web. So should I log in from web?
Okay. Let me send you the request again. Okay.
I will unshare and you can again. I'll share it again. Let's see if it works. This is a new install. I installed the software GoToMeeting. So this
Okay.
probably. Okay, now I'm sharing the screen again. Let me know if it works.
No, nothing yet.
Okay, it's I'm still sharing. Right? Okay, now I've shared the screen again. Let me know if you can see.
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, now you can see me, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me get started then. So, okay, so I was saying the automation with Selenium WebDriver includes three parts. Okay, so first is automation framework design. Okay, that I'll tell you from the scratch how to design. Normally in some projects you need to develop the automation framework from the scratch if the automation hasn't started yet. Mostly in case of you are joining as a first time automation developer. Otherwise the automation is already in place in the project, then you're joining, then you'll have to go through the existing automation framework and understand, ask them the questions and get them clarified. Then you have to follow that existing automation framework. Okay, two things. Okay, now second part we are going to learn is how to implement or develop. Okay, develop or implement or code automation, everything. So basically it includes infrastructure, utilities, page objects, and test cases, everything. So automation, development, implementation. And third thing is what is the third thing? Any guesses? After the development, what would we do? We obviously execute them, right? So execution. After the execution, we this includes debugging also, right? First we debug and make sure no errors from our side and execute them until the errors are gone. Okay, from automation's end, I mean. And finally, reporting. So these 4 parts. I mean, everything, last 3 parts comes under coding only. The first part is just design, which is also everything. So everything mix and match. So we will follow hybrid framework. Okay. Don't worry, I'll probably change these URLs, these previous batches. Okay, so we have to first download and install the required softwares. Okay, so let's do that first and then we come back. So first and foremost, you need to install Java, okay, which you already have, because I believe you have been practicing the core Java sessions, so you must already have this. And Eclipse or NetBeans, like yesterday somebody said they are using NetBeans or BlueJ. I think that's a spelling or the spelling, I don't know. Or IntelliJ, IDEA. Any software, doesn't matter. IntelliJ's IDEA is also comes with 30 days trial version, free version. So you can also try that. Which is very good tool. But once you use IntelliJ, you don't want to go back to Eclipse. So Eclipse is open source and free. So you might want to stick to that. And you have to have Chrome browser version, latest browsers, I mean, okay. So because we are going to take all the latest versions for WebDriver, so you have to have browser's latest version also. Okay, whichever is the latest version. And ChromeDriver, again, latest version, right? And you can download the ChromeDriver from here, and Firefox driver, same thing, latest version, whichever is the latest version. So the main Selenium WebDriver, okay, which is what we are going to use. Latest version, I think it changed a little bit after the point something. So from this site for Java, okay, so there are different jars available for if you're interested in coding with C# or different languages, then you can download that. So since we are going to use Java programming language, we are going to download the appropriate WebDriver. Okay, so let's go ahead and download these first and come back. So first I'm gonna go to Selenium hq.org. Okay, so go to this site. And download, click on download button, the big button. Okay, so then you see the latest download version is 3.14.59. So yeah, so 0.59, that is the latest version. So you choose whichever you want. But if you choose the older version, you have to downgrade the web browser. So I suggest you go with the latest version. So the old versions are also available. They maintain the archive of historical versions. Okay, now come down. Do not download the standalone version, of course. Okay. This one, the language bindings, WebDriver language binding with Java. That's what we need, this one. All right. So if some projects need the automation testers to code in C#, who are obviously experts in C#, they would download this. If you're automating using Ruby language, this is the one, or Python, this is the one, or JavaScript Node, okay, this one. So mostly this one we are going to use. So this was recently released, pretty recently, November 14. So the one I was using for the previous batch was the old one. It's just the point after the dot build. Okay, it's for 3.141.00. So point. So they have latest updates. That's the only reason. Okay, so it is downloading. So it downloads in the form of zip file. All right. Okay, if you want to take this and bookmark it. Okay, so that you can refer to that later. So I just bookmarked already here. So once it downloads, you can find this in downloads folder or somewhere. Okay. So this is the one I downloaded. I already downloaded yesterday, but I'm showing you how to download so that you can also download on your system. Okay, so then that is the first thing we did. Okay, we already have Java and Eclipse and Chrome browser, Firefox browser. Okay, so Chrome browser, you can check the version quickly over here. Come to help and about Google Chrome. So this is the latest version. So you can use this. .0, and you must already have Firefox also. If not, you can download that. All right, and then come to the Selenium WebDriver, of course. So which is what we downloaded just now. Okay, and then ChromeDriver latest version. So what is the you're saying? You can ask two drivers. Why we already downloaded Selenium WebDriver, right? What is this ChromeDriver? Okay, so Selenium WebDriver is the main driver that drives your automation. So like we manually operate on the elements of web pages. Like for example, if you're going to Google and typing something, searching for it, so you're doing manually. What is driving? You're driving it. So instead, if you automate this, the Chrome Selenium WebDriver will drive it. It will do the typing, clicking for you. All right. So instead, you want this to be you have preference to do it in specific browser. The Chrome Selenium WebDriver will drive the whole automation once you code it. That is fine. But which browser you want to drive it in? Okay, so that is taken care by the ChromeDriver. Okay, so this is the browser specific driver. This is the general driver, WebDriver, any WebDriver. So it's general for all browsers. So specifically, I want this to be driven in Chrome, so I would have to download the ChromeDriver also. Okay, yesterday I was saying during implementation of interface, right? So this is interface WebDriver. Okay, all the methods and variables are just declared and left undefined. Okay, and ChromeDriver, Google maintains the ChromeDriver. All right, and it took this. Okay, it takes that whole interface and implements it. Yesterday we have already seen, and calls it ChromeDriver. So ChromeDriver implements WebDriver, and whatever class implements the interface will have to define all the methods, right? Like click, set text, and send keys or get tags or whatever, all the methods they have to implement. That means define. Implement means define. Okay. Then, so that if the automation tester calls them, it will actually work. Otherwise, it won't work. Though there is no definition, it won't work. So, ChromeDriver is the class which implements the WebDriver interface. So that's why we have to download the ChromeDriver also. Okay, now let's go and download that. Okay, so it is down Control W. Okay, so now little bit come down. We have just downloaded this, right? Now come down. Now you see third-party drivers and bindings and plugins and stuff, right? So these are not maintained by Selenium HQ, but these are maintained by the third party. So the Google ChromeDriver, which is the one we are interested in, this is maintained by Google. Okay, so go to the latest, click on the latest. Okay, so the latest ChromeDriver version is 2.45. Okay, now they have some updates. New session is not compliant and fixed find element common returns wrong error code. Some ChromeDriver status codes are wrong, and added support for strict file interactability, stuff like that. Okay, from the previous version to this. So download this. Okay, it poses one more page where it shows 3 versions of the ChromeDriver. So which is one for different operating systems, of course, one for Linux 64-bit, one for Macintosh, Apple Mac 64-bit, one for Windows 32-bit. Okay, so unfortunately they did not release Windows 64-bit, but 32-bit is it's backward compatible. That means even if you have machine 64-bit or 32-bit, that 32-bit driver works for both of them. So no worries, you can download. And this is released pretty recently, December 11th. So you must download this. I'm downloading. Okay. So that would download this one, ChromeDriver Win32. Okay, when you download, now I can actually close that. Okay, so now I have downloaded all the softwares. All right. So let's see what are those. You can download Firefox also. Okay, but for now, okay, we'll just concentrate on Chrome. So we have downloaded this and this. Okay, 2. Right. Now let's take this and unzip them. Okay, right click and unzip them. So that you can do. I already unzipped them. Extract here. Then you will get this file, which is a ChromeDriver exe file, and you download Selenium Java, the earlier download one, and extract here. Okay, so you'll get all these files. Client combined 3.14, whatever the latest version, .jar. These are the jar files. Jar files is nothing but Java archive files. So they have all the classes zipped. So it's kind of zip file for the Java files, right? And class files, mainly after compilation. So they are compiled already. So if you want to see the code, you have to decompile all or get the source code. Okay, so these 2 files, this is the main file. The source codes, like how they implemented, like I told you, how they how the code is written for the interface, that will be all there in the sources. So there are some libraries which we need to download, which comes as part of the main download. excuse me, which are these. Okay, so now I took all of this and put it in a folder. Okay, so that is called Workspace. So my works, you can put it in C drive and make a folder called drivers here and put all of them. So what I did is I put it in an E drive. Okay, you can put it in D drive, E drive, whichever, but you have to give the appropriate path. I'll tell you how to change the path. Okay, so I gave this. This is my workspace. What is a workspace? Where I am storing my code. So I stored my code in this space, E automation projects, Java tutorial. Okay, so this is what we have seen so far. Remember, so the whole Java code, Java tutorials, Java code resides in that location. That is called workspace. So I'll show you how you can find where your code is residing quickly. Okay, everybody got the yesterday's zip file, right? So I shared in the Google Drive as well as email. So I changed the names of classes a little bit. So go through them. Everything is just fine-tuned. I cleaned up everything and finalized that project. Okay, so this is where your whole project resides. You can easily find in case you're lost. Java tutorial is in E drive automation projects Java tutorial. Okay. So since if you are also interested in integrating with GitHub, which I have, then you can team synchronize. This is already done. So if you want to check in, what you have to do is every time commit, or if you need to get the updates from the GitHub server, then you can pull, okay, pull or commit. Okay, then it will ask you to commit and push, then ask you to write a comment. New files, if you're creating, then you have to add to index them first, then you have to download them. Okay, so if I am since already connected, it shows like this. So for the first time, it will look like this. I'm just disconnecting it from the GitHub because I already uploaded the latest version to GitHub yesterday. You can take a look. So initially it will show like this. You have to install the Git plugin. Okay, so then team share project, that's what you have to do. Then it will connect to the GitHub. Okay, Git is already there, so you have to connect that. All right, so this is a Java tutorial. I am closing. So we are going to create new project. All right, new project. Okay, and you can also choose the location here. If you want to change the location, you can do it in the beginning, switch workspace. Okay, so you can initial workspace will be something like this, but you can change it. So current workspace is this one, E automation projects. If you want to change, browse it and change it. But I recommend do not change in the middle of the project, so it will be messed up. Settings will be messed up or something. Okay, so that is up to you. Now let's create a new project. Okay, what do you want to call this project? Anyone? Any suggestions?
WebDriver testing.
Not testing. You have to call it something like tutorial, because testing is very specific code. We have to be generalized. Okay, let's call this automation tutorial. Okay, Selenium tutorial, you can say whatever you want. And click next. Okay, so before that, I forgot to tell you, select the latest Java. So Java SC 1.8 is the latest version. There are older versions which you if you select, it would not be compatible. So you have to be careful in choosing the latest version of JRE. And yeah, then pretty much click next. So my code will reside in this location, E automation projects automation tutorial. You can choose C drive, and okay, this is the hierarchy structure. All right, and if I push it to GitHub, it will be master branch. Okay, so that is the like main branch. And if this is forked by any of you guys, you can create your own branches, and you can also push your updates, like any homework updates or something. If you are interested, we can do it, because in real-time projects also we will store this in a configuration management tool like Git or SVN Subversion or ClearCase, because multiple people will be working on the same automation code, right, or development, just like so they will be pushing, you have to take their update, and you will be pushing your update, they will be taking. So it's all like sharing the whole coding. So that is only made possible by the tools. So you have to push to the branches. This is the main branch. So main branch will be taken care by normally test lead or automation test lead. So like me, and you can push your own to the branches. So the main, and once you push your branches, you can merge your branch to the main branch, which is a master branch. So it's like that. This is designed like this because if something goes wrong in the branch, master branch won't be messed up. If you directly push it to master branch, the previous existing code will be also messed up. So there are chances, and these cases happened in the past. So this is the best way. Branch, create the branch, and it will be gone through reviews, pull requests, and everything. Then it will be merged to main branch. Okay, anyway, so the structure of this project is, you already know in Java project, source src is the one where it will store all the Java files, and when you compile, all the class files, .class files will be stored in bin, binary. Okay, so that is the default. So I am going with the default one. Now finish. All right. So my code resides in which location? I'll close this. Initially we have empty. All right, close this. Automation is our one. Okay, so initially it is empty, and JRE system libraries for 1.8 version, Java SE 1.0 version are already there. These are the default ones, default jars, which actually provide us the necessary, like if you are using built-in functions like system.println and all those are provided by these. So let them be. Okay, so now our location is, you already know. Okay, so this one just now created. All right. Okay, don't worry, date modify. Yeah, 12/16/2018, right? Okay, and so inside empty, nothing is there. Okay, now the jars we just downloaded. Okay, so I stored them in the same location. You can store it in anywhere, C drive or anywhere, doesn't matter. But do not store them inside the project automation tutorial. I stored them in the workspace outside automation projects, automation projects, not inside automation tutorial. Not here, do not, because this will mess up the code, whatever we are going to implement. So I created in the automation projects folder called drivers. All right. Okay. So initially I downloaded 2 files, right? What are those? WebDriver and ChromeDriver, and I unzipped them. So this is the ChromeDriver. When I unzipped WebDriver, these 3 files came along. Okay, 1, 2, and the libs. These. Okay. So just let them be. And I have also downloaded earlier the Gecko driver, which is pertaining to the Firefox, right? Firefox browser also sometimes we have to run, which is part of cross-browser testing. And I also downloaded Microsoft WebDriver. So if you want Just take a look. I'll show you quickly because we will do one by one. Don't worry. Probably I will show you whole automation in the Chrome. Then we will run the same automation in one of your machines. One will take Firefox and the other will take any like Opera or Safari or Internet Explorer. Not Internet Explorer. Latest version is Edge. Okay, so we'll take a look. Okay, anyway, so you can download these two in the same location. If you come down, you will be presented with those. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to, we are downloaded. Now we have to configure. Okay, so the downloaded, and these are already installed. Softwares will be installed, right? But the jar files cannot be installed. So you have to configure them. So let's configure them first. Okay. Okay, so I just noted down some important notes. Okay, so you can download the Eclipse from this one. Okay, and you can also download GitHub from this one, desktop version, if you're not feeling comfortable with the command prompt version. And in case you cannot start Eclipse, just follow these instructions. Okay, you have to go to that ini file. Okay, and do something. Add these two lines, eclipse.ini. And add these two lines at the very end of the file in case you are not able to start, but I don't know if you're able to start or not. So that you can find in here, eclipse.ini. Yeah, so just open this, and this is the initialization file. Ini stands for it. So just add these two lines. So in previously, I have seen cases where people were not able to start the Eclipse at all. Okay, so just add this here. Okay, since I don't have any problem in working with Eclipse, I don't have. Okay, then you save it. I'm not saving it. Okay, just to give you brief introduction about Selenium. Okay, initially back in 2000s, early 2000s. We had the version Selenium Selenium version 1, okay, which was called Selenium RC or remote control. Okay, that was purely used for record and playback approach, like QTP, older versions where we can record and playback. Remember? So you had the plugin for the Mozilla Firefox and just record, perform manually, and it would record and create the code for you, then playback. That was very primitive-ish, very basic automation. So like you cannot code properly, you cannot customize, you cannot read from files like Excel, and data-driven automation was not possible. So it was very basic. Whatever you record, it used to be played back. Okay, so that was a first and foremost version. Then they came up with second version 2.0, and then its update 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was called Selenium WebDriver. So this is the major change in the Selenium. Okay, this was a game changer, and this enabled the automation testers to also write their own coding like Java or Ruby or Python, whatever, C#. Okay, so since this enables you to programmatically design your own framework and code, this was very popular. This became very popular, Selenium WebDriver. Okay, which we still use till date. Okay, and that was using Java 1.7 version. Okay, currently we are using Java 1.8. Okay, this is the latest version I just showed you, Java SC 1.8. Remember, that was the 1.8 version. Now current version is 3.x, the upgraded Selenium WebDriver. So how do you know this? Selenium, yeah, so this version 3 point something, 1.3.14, 1.59, right? That indicates that it is a 3.x. X stands for any variable. So that is the latest version we are using, and it is still called Selenium WebDriver. Okay, don't think it is something else. This is the current version. Okay, so now we have stored these files in somewhere, the driver, and we have to configure them. So I'm going back and forth. That's why you might get confused, but don't worry. You can ask me a question immediately if you get any doubt. So right click on the project. All right. Then you see build path here. Okay. And choose to go to configure build path. So this is for configuration. I'll just note on the same. Drivers configuration. Then setup. Okay. So first, what we are going to do after downloading, unzip. Zip the downloaded jars, downloaded drivers, and store them in location. Okay, so my location is yeah, so this is just for an example. So you can download, you can store anywhere. Okay, so since I am going to show this, location or path will be hard coded in my project coding, so you might want to use the same. Otherwise, you have to change every time. So just remember this. You can also create this. I don't think you have the E drive, so that is very difficult. You can create E drive. You can just go to the drives and just split the drive, C drive into A, B, C, D, E, and then you get E drive. But don't worry. You can also put C drive. Just matter of letter, right? So you can change that in your coding. I'll show you that. So once you store them in the location, which I did like this, the unzipped versions. Okay, then go to Eclipse. Okay, then what you have to do, right click on project, and then what you're gonna do, build path. Okay, I think that's what it was. Right click again and build path and configure build path. Okay, so I'm going to, just for the sake of documenting it, I'm just going build path, and the arrow indicates it's a navigation in the menu. Okay, so you just have to understand that. And configure build path. Okay, so now we are presented with this pop-up. Okay, now you see you have 4 tabs here. One is source, where all the source folder, source files will be stored, so you don't have to do anything about it. Then project, so all required projects, if you have multiple projects, will be shown. And order and export, don't worry. Come to libraries. Okay, choose library. I'm mentioning everything clearly so that you can follow later, otherwise there will be confusion. Click on tab libraries. Okay, so then these are already present. These are the built-in library I showed you. So when you download Java 1.8 version, latest version, I told you these are all jars. rt.jar. Jar is nothing but the Java archived version, which are basically compressed versions of Java class files, which will enable you to use some built-in functions, like whatever we are using, creating classes and using some built-in functions, system.out.println and all those dates and everything are part of this. Okay, so do not delete this, let it be. Now we are going to create our own built-in jars, built-in libraries. These are the these are the built-in libraries. Now you are going to add the user-defined libraries. Okay, so what are the user-defined libraries? These are user-defined or external libraries. Okay, so since these are again related to Selenium WebDriver, I downloaded few more. Okay, so which I'll tell you later because we need more utilities. So I downloaded all this from over the period of time. Okay, not in one day. So these are for different purposes: reading Excel or creating PDF and encryption, decryption, stuff like that. So all these will be used there. Okay, so these I will be adding in the same location. Okay, so this we don't want. And database connectivity, everything. So these are for database connectivity and mailing the whole project. Okay, mailing the whole reports. Okay, so we'll be using mail.jar and jo.time for date utilities. Like if I give any date, how do you add 2 months to it and stuff like that. And PDF box will be used for PDF reporting, like all the screenshots will be compiled in PDF. And POI, Apache POI will be used for Excel spreadsheet reading, which we'll be using for DataPool. All right. And XML web services testing automation, we can use this. So all this I have downloaded, and base64 is for encryption, decryption. For example, you have to encrypt the password which you are going to enter into the database connectivity, then decrypt it before entering so that nobody can see. So which you are going to use this. And common loggings. Okay, logging, we will be using this. So all this will be used momentarily, but I have downloaded this, and you can also download this from various sites, Java sc.com or java2s.com. There are many. All you have to do is just download that name of jar and jar. So if you just put these keywords in the Google, you will download this. Okay, so don't worry, I'll share this. These are called external libraries. These are called user-defined libraries. Okay, and these are called built-in libraries. Okay, now we are going to add our own library. So come here and add library. Okay, so today we are going to mainly focus on installation and configuration. Okay, so just be more alert and focus. Add what? Library. Okay, so add library is done. Now you have 4 JRE system library, JUnit, Maven manage dependencies, user library. Okay, so JRE system library is already there. We don't have to mess up anything. It is built in. JUnit is a kind of framework which we'll be using, but we can also use testng. Okay, so I'll show you both. And Maven is similar to this. So I just downloaded these jars, but if you add the Maven, configure the Maven for it, okay, then you can just put these dependencies names in the POM file, project object model, okay, page object model or something. So automatically it will download those jars files in a folder called .m2 in your user folder. Okay, it will create. So that is for the Maven. We will I will show you that in the very end. So first non-Maven project, then we can easily convert our project to Maven later. So no worries. So come to the user library. So this is what we are going to add them to user library. Just follow these instructions clearly so that you can also configure the same on your machines. Okay, then click next. Okay, then click on user libraries again. Libraries now. Okay, so I am not missing anything, so just clearly mentioning. Okay, now you are in the user libraries. If there are any existing user libraries, it will be displayed here. We don't have any, so click on new now. We are going to create new one. Okay, new, and then type your library. So just type libs or something like that. So you type this name. Right. So exactly I am mimicking this libs, or you can call it lib if you want to. Okay, now libs is created. This is a user defined library, and right now it is empty. Now you have to add your jars to it, right? Now click on the add external jars, not add jars, but add external jars. This navigation is pretty lengthy, so pay attention. Okay. Now what you're going to do? Now you go to the browse to the path where we stored all these jars. Okay, in the drivers. Okay. Now what are those jars? These two jars first. Okay. You don't have to upload these sources because this will just for the checking out the code of Selenium WebDriver. So this is a mandatory one, but I can choose to. Okay, now two are added. So each jar comes with 5 parts. One is source code, if there is any. Okay, source code attached or not attached. Then Java doc. Java doc shows what are the different methods available and what are the parameters you are passing, what is the return type, and what is the description, what is the purpose, and everything will be clearly mentioned. And external annotations, if any, native library locations, none, access rules, no restrictions. Okay. Now what I did was browse the downloaded jars. Okay, so that's what I did. And then click OK. Okay. Now you can pretty much finish. Okay. And finish. Okay, now automatically it comes the existing libraries, user defined, and these two, right? Okay, so now you might say there are more libraries, right? Not just these two, but we have to add these two, which came along with the same thing. So now you have to repeat the same process. Now select this. So what we are going to do is, in order to add more jars, what you are going to do is select libs, okay, and edit. So we are going to add, that is called editing. So select libs and edit. Okay, now come to here and add external jars, and then go to libs. Select them all. Okay, then all of them have been added to it. Okay, now finish and apply. Finally, okay, all of them have been successfully added. Okay, so you can see libs here now. All this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And remaining jars and finish. Okay. Now if you want to add more external jars, okay, you have to repeat the same procedure. Now I can add the same thing, external, and External libraries. Repeat the above process. No change. Okay. Now configuration is over. Now we have to set up in our code. Okay. Now how do we set up in the code? We have to write some coding. Okay. So this I'll show you in the class. Different web drivers. How do you configure? First we will start with ChromeDriver. Okay. Now here we are in here. Okay. So we will create the first class. So initially I'll show you a linear automation framework approach, then we will modularize them, then we will hybridize them. Okay, so which is a final framework. So in source, I'll create a package called test, because in source you cannot directly create the classes Java files. Okay, so you have to create your own packages, folders, which is basically used for the maintenance. Otherwise, it's very difficult to maintain. What kind of files you are going to create, Java files, you have to put them in appropriate package names. Naming is very, very important. Okay, so I'll call it test. Okay, just for the moment, we can change it later. Do not worry. Okay. Now libraries and all those things I'll create, just like Java tutorial. I have created library and test, right? So we'll create more. There will be more. So it's going to get more complex. So pay attention. So in the test package, I'm going to create a class. Okay. So this will be our initial class. How do you automate the simplest things like opening browser? I mean, initially we have to set up, of course, set up the drivers, and then opening the browser, then launch URL and click on something. All these basic things we'll learn first, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I want this to be executable. Since it is non-test ng or non-JUnit, I have to execute this. I'm just checking the checkbox public static void main. Remember, if you need to execute anything, you have to put that code in the main function. So I am checking this box, or I can also write down after. This is just will save my time. Okay, so I'll just create a class. Okay, what do you want to call this? You have to choose appropriately. So tell me. So I will just launch the browser and go to google.com and search for something and close the browser. Okay, simple. Or just do capture something and we will validate something. Okay, then close. Simple thing. So I will call this as Selenium Google. You can also generate comments. Okay, so this will create the class level comments. Okay, when is the lab session? Let me know. Is it still half an hour more, or so that you can also have time, spend time in lab session? Is this 11:30 there, your lab time, Asad, or you want me to stop, or you want me to continue?
Yes, Sangam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rasul will continue from 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Okay. So 1 more hour, right?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. Okay, fine.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Okay, thank you. So I'll continue till half an hour so that I can show you the simple automation program. Okay. So we will just go a little faster. So let me know if I'm going faster. It goes slower. Okay, so initial comments, you can put package declaration. You already know in Java 5. So first and foremost thing is to create the package declaration. Before that, you can also create class level comments. So I can put like, what is this test case about? So this is just to test case launch Chrome browser and open URL google.com. Okay, and then search for something and capture something, validate, and then close browser. Okay, simple. So these are the things we are going to perform. I think it went too far in the line, so I'm just going to put them in the multiple lines. Okay, so I just wrote my test case. I am described in the beginning of the class so that everybody is clear what this class is going to do. Okay, so this is a good practice. So here you can mention in simple terms, not very complicated. Okay, this is my test case. All right, and here you can mention package declaration. So my test resides in which package? Test package. Forget about source. Source is by default. So after source, if you have test and one more, you have to mention all this. Okay, so it will be automatically mentioned for you. So if you change anything, you have to modify it accordingly. Then anything related to author or date. Okay, so all these annotations are available here. @ date. Okay, so you can just put @ and partially type it. It will show any options for you. So you can add them. And you can also pre-configure them so that you don't have to add them every time. All right, so that after the main class declaration, the class declaration occurs, and public is a keyword access modifier because it has to be public, and class name. So I can call Selenium to Google test or Selenium 3 Google test or whatever. Okay, so date is there, then I can add date. You can configure to take the latest date automatically, so that's this. Date modified or date created, whatever. So if you have any params arguments, you can add this, but I don't think this is necessary because I checked the comments checkbox, all this are added automatically. Okay, so now I created main function so that I can do something. So whatever you put, which you want to execute, you have to put it inside the main. Okay, so let's print something to the console. So I have to put this in automation with Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so I'll just put some. Okay, so if I execute this, what it would have to do, it has to just execute whatever is there in the main function, like print something to the console. Let's just check that and continue. So now it is launching, then it will build and print something. So it is perfectly working. Okay, now we will set up. Okay, set up the ChromeDriver. So how do we set up? We'll see. So I'll just write comments clearly so that you can understand. So let's call this browser setup. for Chrome. Okay. So we have downloaded ChromeDriver, right? ChromeDriver. We haven't added these to the build path. We have only added the jar files. Remember? So this is the exe file, not a jar file. Now I will configure it in the code, not in the build path. So how do I configure? Using system. Okay, system is a class which is built in. Okay, so just like class we are creating, this is a user defined class. System is a class. Okay, and it starts with capital letter and it shows available methods. Okay, so now I'm going to set some property for the ChromeDriver. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call this set property. Okay, so there are two methods available, set property and set properties. If you have multiple properties, I can go for this. So which takes argument properties, multiple properties. Properties is a class again. So whatever starts with capital letter, it's a class. Okay, and set property, I just want to set single property, which is a key and value combination. The properties are the keys and values combination, multiple. So I'm going to choose the second one. Okay, so you can read what it does. So set property sets the system property indicated by the specified key. All right, and you can mention the key and value pair. This is the name of the system property and this is the value of the system property, and it returns the previous value of the system property or null if it doesn't have anything, and it can throw exceptions if security exception, like yesterday we discussed in the Java session, right? So it might throw security exception if a security manager exists, and null pointer exception, which is a main culprit. Most likely, if you're not gonna enter, it's not gonna get any value. It's gonna throw NPE, in short, null pointer exception. The key or value is null, or illegal argument exception if the key is empty. So okay, so you can read about the functions like this. Just hover over it, and this is called a Java doc. It comes from the Java doc here. Okay, so if the attached the Java doc there, you can open in the browser and read it. Okay, now since this might throw exception, what is a good idea? You have to do what? Okay, so after this, what I'll do is I'll just include everything in the try catch. Okay, it's a good idea. So how do you include everything in try catch? You can select everything and just right click and surround with and try catch, or you can also manually include the coding in the try catch, so that if something goes wrong or in any case of exception, it will just enter the catch block and do whatever you want and print the console, print the stack trace to console, so that we can investigate further. Okay, now I have included everything in the try catch, and I'm gonna put all the rest of the coding in the try block. Okay, now system.set property, coming back. Okay, key is driver dot, let me see, WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. That is the key. WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver, and value is where it is stored. Where it is stored at this location. Copy. Okay. Including the file name. So the path name and file name, ChromeDriver.exe. Including the extension. So everything clearly specified in the. Okay. Okay, so let me just expand this so that you can see everything. You see an error. Okay, this is called an error, not an exception. I told you yesterday. It is called a compilation error because of some typo or something. So hover over it or just click on this. It will take you there, and hover over it and see what it says. Invalid escape sequence. Valid ones are \b, /t, /n, blah blah, backslash or double backslash. Okay. Now what it is trying to convey is, it is saying, hey, you have used an invalid character called backslash. Okay, that is a backslash. But in order to specify the path, you have to use a backslash, right? Isn't it? So how to handle the situation? Okay. Now it also shows the suggestions. So if you are going to use a backslash, I mean, like if you, there is a double quote also you cannot use. Okay. So you have to escape, use a escape character. Escape character is a backslash itself. So this backslash is reserved. So in order to use this backslash literally, you have to escape it using the another backslash. Okay. So do the same thing for others. Okay. And error is gone. Okay, that was error. Okay, so there are two options. Either use a backslash escape character or just use front slash also, which is also acceptable. So I'll just mention this as a note right here. Use escape character backslash or this. Okay, the path. Just a note. So I'll also mention the same in note. Any paths use backslash escape character backslash, which is this. Okay, so that would be like double backslash or just forward slash. So this will not cause any conflict with the existing reserved characters. Okay. Okay, so now we have just set the property for the ChromeDriver. So just like configure the jars, we have set the property. Now that is not all. We have to also create the instance of ChromeDriver. So how are you going to do? Just like creating instance in our good old Java, WebDriver, which is the interface name, driver is my instance name, equals new is a keyword. Okay, whatever is mentioned in the red color, bold, burgundy or whatever, that is a keyword. So new, what is the class which is implementing the WebDriver interface? ChromeDriver. Okay. So what it is trying to do? It's trying to instantiate. There is a typo. Driver, right? Instantiate ChromeDriver. Okay. Okay. So there are some errors again. So every time error occurs, just hover over it. What is hover? Just take your mouse control and just wait for there. It will show the pop down or some message. Okay. Now what it is trying to say, WebDriver. So it has to show the import, but it is not showing. Let's see. ChromeDriver. Okay. So let's see in libraries, we have added the, right, we have already added this and saved this. Now it has to show import. Let's go to project setup. Libs. Hmm. Okay, so let's try to do this. Probably not doing inside the main. So let me try to do this outside. So that's not the problem. See again. All right, so probably this is causing the issue. I'll just remove try catch for the timing. We can also always add it later. Still it is not showing. So that means we have not added, it's almost like complaining. We have not added the WebDriver or ChromeDriver, but we have added it. WebDriver, it has to show import statement.
After class name, you can put the WebDriver.driver. Maybe that time import is coming.
I did. That's what I did. Instead of in the main, I tried to do it inside the class directly. Its configuration is done. So system.set property. Okay. ChromeDriver also not showing up. Interesting. Yeah, it can be in the main.
No, we need the one line, WebDriver, and then that way this system.set property and WebDriver driver.new ChromeDriver is reading. Otherwise, this problem is occurred. After class name, you can write down one line, WebDriver driver.
What do you mean in one line? So this is two lines, right? System.set property is one line.
No, this one is okay. This command is okay, but we will declare the driver. WebDriver driver.
Yeah, this is correct. WebDriver.
Driver, yeah.
WebDriver. Oh, you mean WebDriver is one word?
No. This line is okay. This line is okay. This line is okay. This line is okay. And then before set system.set property. You can write down WebDriver.driver.
No, that is okay. Shukla, right? So this is one line. This is ended with a semicolon.
Now next command is okay. Command is okay. Command is everything is fine. Two line is everything is fine. No problem for two line. And then before set property, I said you can declare the WebDriver.driver.
Instance must be created before the system set property.
Yes.
I don't think so. No, first you set the property. That is fine. Some configuration is missing.
Property is okay. No. This WebDriver driver you can going below system.set property.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am still thinking why it is not showing the import statement. Somewhere configuration is missing. WebDriver, driver is good, new ChromeDriver. This is all fine. Okay, let's comment out this guy and see the first one. So obviously you cannot do directly in the class. So I'm going to take down to the main. Or you can do in a reusable function and then call it here. Okay. Okay, this line is fine, no issue. All right. So now WebDriver. So let's start typing again. WebDriver. So it's not available. WebDriver. So why it is not available? I am seeing. Let me just restart the Chrome. Eclipse and see. So we have added and applied. Wait a second. Should we add it outside? No. Okay. Let me just quickly add this outside and see. This is the latest version. Maybe something wrong. We used for the previous batch, we used the older version, 3.141.00 or something. So maybe the latest version is not working. So we can downgrade to older version. But let me just try adding these two, not two jars also. This is the main jar, which is what is important. I just added it outside and see. Oh, still it's not showing. Configuration is, now it is showing. See, okay. So I have to add it outside. That's okay. So now I will. Oh, it was just showing. What? It just showed up and what went wrong? It just showed. Did you see that? It just showed the import and it's gone. Okay, so now what I'll do is I have to remove one of these because I added duplicate, right? You can go to properties also. And so let me go to libraries, and this probably is duplicate. I'll just remove this. So in order to remove this, I have to edit. Okay, so we don't need the sources also. Apply and locate. It was just showing the import, suddenly it disappeared. Okay, let me close and open. What's happening? Do we have a space? Oh yeah, this is there. Okay, so we'll just at least complete the configuration. I'll look into this. If it's not working in 7 minutes, you can continue with the lab, but let me investigate. Okay, so what you're going to do is you do the installation and setup. Okay, and we will continue with the coding. At least we finish that part so that we can continue the coding in the next class. So let's just see quickly if it works. I'll show you the first example. Otherwise, we'll continue in the next class. No issue.
Angam.
Yeah, Shukla.
You write down the WebDriver driver semicolon. That time maybe your import is coming. Just a different.
Right. I just thought it was actually showing. Quickly, it showed the import for a second and it disappeared. That was okay. Yeah, it actually showed. If you observed, yeah, it just disappeared. I am thinking it's probably space issue.
Yeah, first time I saw this one importing is coming. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Second time is not coming. Yeah. Okay.
It shouldn't. Even the first batch, you remember, it showed quickly. I mean, it didn't post. Let's see quickly. Otherwise, I'll investigate. No problem. I don't want to.
Yes, Angam. Hello.
Yeah. Who is this? Hello.
This person. Yeah. Hello. So you add the jar file to, you create first library, right? And you add the jar file in there. I think that's the problem. Like you have a system library, if you add all that, they have the option for add external jar file. If you add in there in build path, it's going to show your input option.
Right, but you can add it anywhere you want to. So the libraries are the user defined. These are system built in, which are already added. These libraries are built in, user defined. So I can add them anywhere I want to. So the question is why it is not showing the import statement. I mean, it has to suggest the import, then I would be importing, because now it is showing. See, did you see that?
Oh, okay.
So that's what I was expecting. Probably restart made this possible. I just have to restart, that's all. If something is not working, just restart. It will probably work. Okay, so now we'll get going. See, you just hover over it and you see the import ChromeDriver, right? So the import statement is, option is shown only if you add libraries, otherwise it won't even show. Okay, now it added 2 imports, all right. One is the WebDriver, which is coming from org.openqa.selenium.webdriver, and all the rest of the packages will be included. And one more is ChromeDriver, which is coming from org.openqa.selenium.chrome.chromedriver. All right. Now we will make use of this quickly. Okay. So this is the driver, like the name suggests, driver is going to drive your automation. So every time you have to use driver. Now, first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch Chrome browser. First, I set up the Chrome browser here. Okay. Now I'm going to launch it. Launch it in. It will literally pop up. I mean, open the browser. Now let's see that. Okay, I'll just Control I will properly align it. So we will finish this simple example and then you can go to. So probably it will take like 5 more minutes. It's okay. So driver dot get is the method which will launch the browser. So I told you, right? WebDriver is the interface which has the methods defined, declared, not defined. So they are unimplemented. Now ChromeDriver is the class which takes them and defines them. So basically I'm using driver.get is the such function which is just declared in the WebDriver but is defined in the ChromeDriver. So just look for it, get. Okay, so that is the function which takes string as an argument and returns nothing, void. Okay, so this is belonging to WebDriver. So I'm directly calling it. Okay. Now what you have to do, you have to launch some URL. Okay. So I have to launch http://www.google.com. Okay. So remember, every time you have to mention either HTTP or HTTPS, otherwise it wouldn't work mostly. So followed by www.google.com and /something, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to launch the home page of the Google. Okay. So let's try to run and see if it works till now. Okay, which is called debugging. So step by step, you're gonna execute and see if it is working till that point, whatever you have coded. So first it will set up the browser and then launch the browser. Okay. So just showing that the browser is not opened yet. So it will open it for me. All right. Now let's run this till here. Run as Java application. Okay. Now watch what happens. Okay. So it throws some exceptions. Okay. Don't panic. Always look into the exception. What is it? I told you, right? It was showing some exceptions. It might throw illegal state exception and all those. The path to the driver executable must be set by webdriver.chrome.driver. Okay. So now see, is it correct? There is a spelling mistake. WebDriver. That's what I mentioned. So it clearly shows webdriver.chrome.driver. So you mention that or copy paste. Okay, just to avoid the mistakes, copy paste. But be careful while copy pasting. Now I was setting the wrong driver. Now I am setting the correct driver. So this is the key. Key has to be correct, properly spelled, and the path has to be correct. If I don't have ChromeDriver.exe at this path, it will also throw the same error. Okay, same exception. What exception? Illegal state. Okay, since it is throwing exceptions, what I have to do? I have to just include this in the try catch block. Okay, so that I can catch them properly. So I am just surrounding this with try catch. Okay, just remove this to do and execute it again. So that's what I did. I just include in the try catch. Okay, so now it should launch the browser and open the URL google.com without any problem. So let's see. That's what you have to do. You have to every time run, keep on. So the first two lines are fine, even though it's in red color, that you can ignore. So it's just checking for the port and local. Okay, now it launches the browser, Chrome browser. Okay, and then it will open URL. First time it will take time, but second time onwards it will be faster. Okay, so initialized and open the google.com, and that's it. That's what we have done. Just opening the browser and opening the URL, right? Execution stopped. Okay. Now we can do the enhancements like we normally go maximize, right? Normally manual testing, we work in maximize browser. So we can also maximize this browser in automated fashion. That we will do. And what we will do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you manually, then we will automate that. Okay, maximize this and then type something like cheese. Okay, now just enter. Okay, you have two options, either you can enter or click on Google search. Okay, so if you want to operate upon Google's any of these objects, you have to find the XPaths, which is a different topic, which I will show you next class. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you what I'm going to do now. As based on the previous search, the current search, I mean, it automatically changes the title of the page, cheese Google search. Now my next is I'm going to capture this and I'm going to call this the actual value, and this is the expected value, whatever I'm typing. So I'll be validating this if it is actually changing the title based on my search criteria. If I put something else, it has to show something else here, right? And validate it. That means compare both expected and actual and pass or fail, and then finally close the browser. So these are the activities we are going to do. Okay, so in order to operate on any object like text box or clicking the link, we have to first find out this XPath. What is the XPath? XPath stands for XML path. Every object that is displayed in the HTML browser page has its own unique location. Like this URL is a unique location. Likewise, every element or object that is displayed in the browser has unique path, which is known or identified by XPath. Okay, so first we have to find that XPath and use it in your code. That is a different topic altogether. So we will concentrate on that in the next class, and then we will continue. Okay, so I will stop here because you have to start with this lab session. So one quick thing, I am available weekdays also. So are you interested in also Monday through Friday? I mean, we'll take one hour or 2 hours, whatever, so that we can finish quicker. So Asad, is Monday through Friday is okay? Everybody is available, or we'll just continue with the regular Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Saturday? Hello.
Okay,
Hello,
thank you, Sangam. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I was asking you a question like Monday through Thursday, can we take the class like what time? So weekdays.
Weekdays,
Yeah.
Monday to Thursday. Actually, we're having class already on Tuesday and Thursday, right?
Tuesday, Thursday already we have, but you said Thursday lab session.
Yeah.
But we can take. But I am saying Monday and Wednesday also I am available, so that we can continue quicker and finish it faster than expected.
All right. How about we talk about this after the class? Okay. I'll give you a call.
You discussed with the students. It's always depending on students' availability.
All right.
So
All right. All right.
the timings mostly we can take in the afternoon after lunch, but I don't know whether some of you are working or not. So that's why I'm leaving the choice to you. So you can let me know, ask the students and let me know.
All right.
But I'm just saying, yeah, I'm available Monday through Friday. So.
All right then.
Yeah. So you can continue with the live session. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Russell, you are the presenter now.
So, hello guys. Do you see my screen? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So today's plan actually, I had on my head to go overview with the Microsoft Excel. So as a manual tester, we need to go through lot of times with defect tracking or defect reporting or write down the test cases, and then sometimes a lot of built-in techniques in Excel sheet we don't know. So and then we spend a lot of times for unknowing those formulas or technique, which one is built in Excel sheet, and then we could not able to use it because we don't have knowledge. So it is not very hard, but I would say definitely as a tester, if we know those technique, it will give you more time savings and then more like familiar to use your Excel sheet with any kinds of, like it could be a defect or it could be a test cases report. So I think we can cover everything in a 1 hour, but as much as maybe if we need more class to get continue with the Excel, and then definitely we can do that. So before that, last class we took for some database class. Do you have any question about last time also I asked with different what is called different join and also a different clause we got familiar, but any guys, I'm asking again because a lot of attendance you are here. So if you need to discuss about anything with the database, just you can ask me. Because why we saying we had a plan, right? Suppose we have a plan to take a one exam for database class or database interview preparation, or I wanted to check it. What is the status, all of you guys? How you good understanding with the database? Because right now we already Sangam already took the class, but if you are not practice properly, then definitely you will forget. So before taking the exam, I wanted to check with you when you can take the class, take the exam actually, which one is suitable. If I said end of this month or the next month or January, what time? You just just give me the heads up, like what time you guys are available to prepare for exam. So I can give you 2 weeks frame, and then you can practice on it. It's given. Just give send me text what time you are able to prepare for exam. We can make it any days or weekdays or weekend, but I would say it would be end of the year this month, or it could be first week of January. Just which one is you feel prefer, just send me the week, and then based on that your response will decide what time we'll do. Send me anything, just text me, please. Just 1 second.
Is your screen freeze?
Okay, you can see, right? Okay, sorry, I think I got frozen. So just reply me back, please, and then according to that, I will recommend it to Asad Bhai to schedule for that, and then we will make it preparation for that. Yes, definitely we'll do. So I would say January, please. Al Imran, okay. And in Sunday.
Write a formal mail. Mail us formal mail and put me in CC.
Yes. So guys, for recording purpose, for everybody, just give you heads up. Just reply back on your email, and then just reply it. Okay, my database exam on January or end of December, something like that. And then on Sunday, most people are preparing on Sunday. Okay, that's good. Naim Sunday, and then anyone Russell Y. Okay, next year January. Anybody else? Just give us a quick reply, because we don't want to give you more times. Just give me heads up. Just a very quick response. I want to get from you. And then based on that we will make the preparation. But in that between, if we assume like we will do on January, definitely we have 2 weeks time frame. In the meantime, if you need to ask or get clear any clause, don't hesitate to ask any question. Definitely before that I will go through some sample question. My plan is maybe next Thursday I will go through with some sample question, what is the question and answer. So based on that, definitely we will give you the table structure. Just you need to write down the queries. That's simple. Okay. So let's start with anything. Let me go 1 second. Why it is not responding? Okay, guys, let's start. Come on. Give me 1 second. Seems like my system is not responding. My Explorer is getting not respond. Let me check my flash drive. Making this issue. What's going on? Okay. Refresh. Is there anything we have? Okay. something. Let's start from here. Actually, plan was like open any sample file, and then we can walk through. Let's see, downloading templates. So here you saw it here. We have sometimes you see this is the good table structure.
But I can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
Your screen is frozen.
Again, let's see. This happens to normally always is last week also it happens. Let me check it with my browser. Share screen is got disabled. Why? Okay. Last I make it, no problem. I don't even check it. My share drive. Can you share screen? No, so go to meeting. Let me check with the browser. Okay. Wait, it's going to screen.
This is actually GoToMeeting V9, you know, V9. So I have tried this, and this is there are some bugs in it. This
they have some bug, right?
Yeah, pretty much new. So I don't use it. I use the old desktop version.
Okay, so they have some bugs
so
here.
You can find if you have GoToMeeting. So
no, go to. Right, it's a desktop, right?
Yeah, so V9
there is this desktop app actually.
Yeah.
App is not good.
Yeah, don't go for the.
It's app also same, right? So we can do one thing. Let me cancel this. If I go from here, browser should work. If I go from web and then copy the ID. Because it's Windows 10, I download the app. That app is buggy, seems like.
Yeah.
Open, go to opener.
Okay, you don't.
It's app, right? It should not. Download and run.
Yeah.
I think that one is going to be desktop version. Oh, this is go to V9 again.
V9 is not good.
Actually, I want to log in with not V9. Let's see it. Let's try again. So let me try again this. Skin off. Start. Share is got disabled. Okay, nice. There's another one. It's making equal on it. Let's consider it. Not now. Because I need. It's annoying. Let's do one thing. Seems to me I need to restart my system. Okay. So do one thing. We can
Yes, hello. Please wait for a moment. We have a little bit of technical issue here and we need to restart the system. So just wait for a minute, couple of minutes. Russell will be back.
Okay. Hello guys. You can able to see my screen, right? So let's get started with Excel. So this is the Excel sheet. If you open a new and then any one sample, any file, you can open it. Let's get created. Just I wanted to show with you. Okay, you can see the Excel file right here. This is the sample file. Suppose sometimes we need to get the header, and then based on the header we need to put background color and font size changing, and then based on the row you see here one table is here is created, and then first one and after another one has combination of different colors. So we do have table. So sometimes what happen is, if we have a table and then if you want to make it this kinds of color on it, and then how we can make it. Suppose this is the table, and then if you want to create the same types of table, let's get started. So you need to write down something for suppose if we have a template for test cases. So test case ID we know, and then scenarios. It could be scenarios or sorry, scenario, and then test name, and then over there is description, and then maybe precondition, and then test steps, and then test data, then expected result, actual result or results, whatever, and then status, then comments or whatever, comments, sorry spelling, or remarks, whatever we can write. This is your very common or standard. It could be multiple things, but ultimate thing is you saw it. We are writing here, but it is not like something is overlapped or some text is not displaying here. So when you select, and then if you go to the column header, you see here you select all columns from drag, or you can click shift keys on the left side, and then all the way from left to right. Suppose from here, if you go to all the way right, and then the shift key or left shift key, when you enter or hold down, and then you click again all the way last columns, and then in the between it will select all. So or even you can do by mouse. Suppose from here you just drag, hold down your left key, and then you can drag. So in the meantime, if you want to expand all columns at a one shot, so what can you do? See here, if you are middle of that header, any header B, C, this is header columns, right? Column name, D column, E column is Excel sheet. So your arrow is going down, and then if you move little bit, if you going between two columns anywhere, and then your mouse icon got changed, like a plus sign and here left and right arrow, right? When you got that icon, and then in that position, don't move your mouse, and then you need to double click on that corner. You see here, you are double clicking. So when you double click, and then all are going to automatically, it will expand. So when you double click, now you can see the whole text. Before it was little confused like what is the size of your column. So that is also handy when you working on, and then if you are double click on your between the columns, and then when its icon is got changed, and then immediately you can change your column header. And then if you need to make it color, you can do that. If you need to bold it, you can do also. So same thing you need. If you sometimes, if it is not good enough, definitely ID is fine. Suppose like TC is 1001 or something. This is my, and then we're writing something verify what verify log in functionality for Gmail, or it's just sample I'm writing Gmail account, right? But here you see here is overlapped, so definitely it's got overlapped. So how can we do that? You can double click, or if you think it is more expanded, if you want to make it little smaller, then you already do that. But what will happen, it is occupy another columns. So how you can wrap it? There is the, if you select the column, and then under the home we have wrap text option is available. When you click here, and then it will go to the second line based on your width, like width means like what is the size you do that. Sometimes we need to, suppose lot of text it has, and then you don't, if you double click it, then it is going to be very long, it is look like odd, maybe you don't want that long. So that time you can customize it the size, and then make it your actual size, which one is good fit for you. And then after that, if you see cutoff, definitely you can do in a one shot. If you select all columns, if you see here all the on the top, when it is down arrow and then you click, it will select all full all columns. Suppose same thing, same way you can do that. So you need to click on it, and when you click, and then you can do all wrap text. And then in the meantime, if you need to change it for sorting wise, like the position you need to change, and then you can change it, left trim, light trim, or middle whatever. And sometimes if you suppose if you need to write something and then so on, you need to go through, and then you see here you selecting here the column is plus sign. If you go all the corner, and then it's become thin plus sign, here is fat, here is thin and black. And then if you come on the corner, and then if you go down, did you see the automatically the ID is going increasing incremental? So if it is doing like that, it is also sometimes is very handy. And then you just release your keyboard, and then all data it will come here. So it is sometimes it is handy for duplicating sequences, because it has the number, automatically it is recognized, it is increasing. So that is also you need to go through, and then you need to write those things. And then suppose you saw it here, there is a different colors. So first one is different color, second one second record is white, third one is again the same color. So it has a combination, it is look like good visually. If you want to do the same, then what you need to do, suppose you need to select the your area, and then if you go to insert, and then you saw this is the table, and then immediately when you click insert the table, and then they have the range already. So how is range coming? It is showing equal $A1 from your first column, the position, first position. So it is required they put $sign before that, because it is rules for Microsoft. So $A1, that is the from first position to K, it is the K columns, and what is the last position is 20. So K20, and then is separated by colon. You saw it here. It's very small, I know, but when you do that, you can see also. And then you press OK. When you press OK, and then you saw there is the color is got changed, and then all the way right side we have a defined panel. You can change it. You see, you mouse hover it, and then automatically it got changed. So it depends on which color you want. So you can just select this, and then immediately it will apply. Now you see how it look like good. So sometimes it is very handy to check it. Suppose if you have a lot of text, then maybe your eyes going to be distracted. Okay, which case, and then you need to update the status, and then immediately you can change the status based on that. And then immediately you saw it, there is a filtering here. All the right, they have a filtering. You can also immediately, if you want to work with someone, then you can do. Let's see how filterings work. Suppose so login functionality, same scenario, we can use it here as a practice, or we can do that. And then here also we can do. So what will happen? So now see, you cannot even see, but text is there. Text is here, it is showing, but here you cannot see. So what we will do, you go over there, go to home, and then click wrap text. Did you see, automatically got expanded. So you don't need to, sometimes it happens when you review, and then a lot of text you may not see. So and then this is the scenarios. So this is the sample data. So we need to check it, like, okay, this is the one thing. And then sometimes if you need to, suppose this is your test case, and then another one you need to create for your screenshot. So that one you can double click here and then write down test case. So whatever, after double click, you can write your tab name. This is your tab name. So test cases, you can write down the test cases. So if you need another tab for screenshot, then you can double click here and then remove from your keyboard or mouse, or select everything, and then you can write down screenshot or screenshots. So whatever, and then you can write. Even though from here you can also make it color as well. Like here you see there is a color, but here we don't see any colors. You can even put the color on it. So if you right click on the tab, when you mouse, and then when you put mouse hover, and then you click right click, and then tab color is here. Do you see tab color? So if we do click here, then tab color will automatically show. And if you click again another color for screenshot, and then you can put as a screenshot color, and then immediately it will display. Did you see the color? So sometimes if you have a multiple tabs, it is also look like good for making the colors. And then normally what we do when you do that screenshot, and then a lot of people they don't know how to do the screenshot. Suppose like I have some issues with the test case 3, and then here is the test data is invalid username. So invalid username, and then you need to space or comma, you can write down a valid password. So you write down valid password. But somehow if you want to use, first line will show you invalid username, then second line will show you invalid password. So what you will do, you will write down here, from here, do you do like, or cut, and then go to here, or control V? No, definitely not, because it is the one row you are allocated for one case. So one test case. So how you can do it? So suppose if you write down something, and then when you enter, and then immediately it will go to the second row, or next row, actually not the second row, it will go to the next row. But if you want to write down same thing on the same column, but is starting with the second line, then how you can implement? So is the implementation is paint, I can write down. So implementation is alter, ALT, alter plus what? Alter plus enter sign. This is the key. This is the keyword. Alter plus enter. Then what it will happen? Let's try it here. So when I'm writing something and then if I enter it without alter, then it is going to the next one. But if I select first one, my mouse is on the all the way right, and then we hold down the alter key, and then from the keyboard we write down, and then now valid password, and then when I enter it, now you see this is going to, even though it is why it is because it's showing 4 lines, because my tab, if I open it long, even though it is not become a 1 line, as much as you long it make it longer, it will not go by 1 line because you already make it break after username. So what is the key? Key is alter enter. That is very handy if you write down multiple things. Second one is what? Invalid password, and then steps is, this is suppose click next or something, then another one click login. So I'm assuming. So that is your steps. So if you have this, and then definitely it is very handy to make it like that. So in that case, suppose we have some invalid username and password. Suppose we are going here, and then Gmail automatically, actually Gmail is open. Actually I don't want to open Gmail from other guys, but just log out. Then let's do that. Suppose I'm logging out and then sign in. So now it's here. So I'm write down, definitely it will not allow me to log in. So this is the error message you got. This is as expected. Wrong password, try again, and click forgot password to reset. So and then your, what is the expectation? Your text box color become red, right? And then wrong email address, wrong password, the error message will display. So this is as expected. Suppose somehow it is not doing or something, if you want to take the screenshot for that, then how can we do that? So two way you can do. They all keyboard has print screen from the keyboard. If you hit print screen, you can see after F1 F2 all the way F12, and then you will see PRTSC print screen, right? Lot of key there is a function key over there. You will see, or maybe it is depends on keyboard to keyboard, or what is called laptop to laptop. Definitely the key is there. Do you see guys or no? Just let me know. There's a print screen somewhere. So when you click print screen, it will take whole screen screenshot. But how you can save it? So you need to go to the Paint. Paint is built-in function, built-in application, not function. Built-in application with Windows. If you write down Paint, and then Paint will open. And then when you hit Ctrl V, you will see everything is there. Whole screen is came. Whatever I took it, whole screen came. And then in the meantime, you can make it as a, so if you write down something, or if you want to put it arrow or some other things, you can do that. Even though here is the pen, you can make it some arrow with the color. So how can you do that? If you want to make it thicker, definitely you can do thick. This is the size. And if you want to make it red, then definitely you can do like that. So see here. But this is sometimes if your company is not working, company is not using their software, good software, and then you can use this one. So make it like that. So if you are doing something, oh this is unnecessary, or it got here, you can do undo. Or if you want to make it remove, suppose a couple of click you did, there is a eraser here, and then you can delete from here as well. So and then after that what you will do, just go to file, and then come as a save as, and then when you click save as, they have a multiple file options. One is GIF, one is PNG, one is JPG. I recommended to you go to JPEG and PNG. Both are very standard. Most software is allowing. Don't use other one because if you use bitmap BMP, it will save, but size is going to be unnecessarily bigger. So always use the JPEG. JPEG is very good compression file, and then PNG. These two, PNG or JPEG. So if you select JPEG, and then definitely it will come with the name. So you can put some appropriate name. Okay, Gmail _ password error MSG 01 or something. Maybe you may have more. So in that time, if you using download folders and then or document folders, you just create a new folder for screenshot or defect screenshot, defect screen screenshot. Then you can create the folder, and then you have access from there. Then double click, go inside that folder, and then you already put the name. So I am recommended to you just put the appropriate names, because it is very handy. Sometimes suppose you have 10, 20 or 50 all file together, and then you need to open everything, which one is regarding what, right? You need to open it, and then sometimes it got corrupted, or you may need to send it to someone, and then you need to access those file again. So you have a proof, you already save it, but then you have a time consuming from according to from all your file to find out which one is you want. So always try to put details name. So suppose or case ID, yes, that is also case ID, or maybe for the defect retest defect ID you can put, or you can put some context on the name. Suppose here I am putting Gmail password error message. Suppose I have a 3 is there, right? So you can put it all the way top, like TC 1003 or something like that, and then that will make you okay according to which test cases, and then what is the reason. And then anybody when you send it, they don't need to even open it. They can easily find out those issue according to the name. Correct? So always keep the practice. So that way you can save it. Another one is how you can access. If you go here and then go to the documents, and then here is under the documents we have a screenshot, and then if you go inside, and then we have a file, and then we have a JPEG, and then all the way left here it will show you the sizes. And if you want to see the size, you can go to the file, right click, properties, and then it will display what is the sizes. Another one is very handy nowadays. Windows also coming with the sniping tools, SNIPPING. So when you write down the sniping tools, it is also handy. Then you just open your page and you got that error message, you just hit new from sniping tools, and then it going to be grayed out. So just took that portion, you don't need to all, maybe that portion you need only. And then sorry, this is the unnecessary line came, so you can remove also, same as a paint. So you can also highlight, you can, there is the highlighter, you can make it highlighter. This is the expected text. It could be sometimes you need to check it the spelling. Sometimes in the under the test condition, or like in a test environment, they have maybe they have a dot missing, or some space is missing, or maybe some spelling is missing. So you need to take care of also, you need to check it that spelling is correct. So that time if you have something mismatch with the what is called spelling mistake, and then you can highlight as well. And then we do have here is different columns. You can, sorry, pen, you can make it red color when you choose, and then you can mention it, oh, this is as expected or something like that. And then that way when you save it, same, go to file, then save as, and then you need to go to your destination folder because it is easy, and then that way you can make it as a 2. Let's compare, and then when you save it, you will see definitely, you see here when you go to the properties, and then what is very small, 31 kilobyte only, but that one is full picture, full page, so that one was 5 times or 7 times more, right? So that is handy to take the screenshot. And then how you can assign, how you can do that. So suppose you select here, and then you want to attach this file in screenshot on your Excel sheet. So how can we do that? Both way you can do. Suppose you can right click and copy. There is option also save as. You can do also. You can go file and save as, and but you can do also save as from here too. And then if you want to send it, you can email attachment directly from your Outlook when you work at your office. But go to a copy, and then go to your Excel sheet, and then when you go to your Excel sheet, and then suppose like we have 3 test case 3 is failed, right? So we want to put it there, so that way you can put as a like test case ID column there, and then make it, suppose you can make it what is your test case ID. This is your test case ID. You can copy from here to from your bar, and then go to the next one, just put it here, and then after that go to the second one, and then from here you already copied, and then when you copy, and then select the position, and then Control V. Immediately you will see here it got paste, and then automatically it came over that, not inside the one column, it's overall. Sometimes you can make it same thing in the Microsoft Word document, it is okay, but it is coming like that. Sometimes if you think it is too much big, then you can customize the size. You can go to the corner, any corner you see your mouse is going to be moved. So if you make it resize from the left or right side, you can make it resize with left or right, or if you go to the corner, it will resize with both height and width both. So you can practice on it. You see, if you drag and drop, hold your mouse, and then you can make it little smaller. If you do like that, it will go one side. Did you see? Just one side. Same thing. Sometimes don't make it distorted, because it is better to if you make it. Sometimes if you need, then it's okay. So you put you drag and drop, you put it there. If you need another one, go to here. So TC 1004 if you have, then you can put another one. So according to this is very handy. Sometimes when you have a screenshot, you can make it. So that one thing is how you can write down, and then based on that, suppose this one status we don't know, status could be what, how many status we have. We have pass, fail. Suppose what is called list, we can make it another list for so you see here there is another. When you need more sheet or more tab, you can click plus sign, and then it will come. So suppose if it is coming between, if you want to make it all the way last, the position, and then you can drag. When you drag it, it will come, and then you can put as a lot of list. That is also handy. How can you do? So list means, suppose here is status. I will show you why I'm writing this status. So status is new or sorry, pass, fail, or failed, or past, whatever. Sometimes people are using past, they use past, or they use failed. It depends on you. And then blocked, and then here what it could be, not testable, right? And then what it could be, not applicable, it could be, and then what else, not complete, It could be, right? Because if you have a some transactional things, suppose like you are sending today, and then your account is going to be credited after night job, after 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, when they run the batch file on the back end, the database will be database query going to be update. So suppose you are sending some check, then immediately your account is not going to be credited, and it's not going to be debited from my account if I send to you, right? So that transaction we need to wait. So sometimes when we are doing on the test environment, some test case is it takes 2 days. For 2 day means 2 days. First day you are sending the transaction, second day you open the same transaction, and then you need to check the transaction history that your transaction got completed, and then you got credited what are the exact amount it has or not. So in that case, that time you can put as a not complete, because sometimes you need to send the status daily, which one is complete, which one is not, which one is like that. And then that one is another one is when the developer is working on it, they can put the status retest. So they can give you a status for retest. And then that one, another one is for after retest, suppose sometimes passed and verified. Maybe you may need. So for second time, passed, FIED, verified. So why I'm writing this, I'll tell you. So this one we want to keep it all status, the spelling. Sometimes it's every time we need to over and over we need to use. If we have 100 test cases, 200 or 500 test cases, that all we need to again and again we need to use this status. So suppose you create a one separate sheet, and then under that all status you select, and then from here, from your left side, the column, you just delete this and then make it as a status, and then hit enter. What will happen? It will make it group. See, when you select all, not first one is your, what is the type. So this is your context, right? So you are selecting all position is showing, even though when you release, and then it is showing as a status. How you can put it there on your test case. So how you can do that? Suppose you implementing from your whole status, and then this is your select your status, and then go to your data, and then go to when you go to the data menu, and under that we have data validation. When you click data validation, and then here it is showing, you see here validation criteria allow, it is showing as a list, and then this is your list. So when you select this list, actually you need to select what is the status of that. Suppose you are writing for status or something like that, and you're writing here, and you go here, you see all came. The group name I put it as a list. So each and every one, suppose this one is this one is passed, and then this is definitely we have an issue. This is we make it failed. So we don't need to write, right? Just click. So and then definitely your manager or other people easily they can manipulate. So okay, your developer will review this, and then after that when they have a failed, and then they go over there and then put as a retest status after fix. You have it, so you don't need to write.
It's like multiple sheets and then just use that.
Yes, so whatever you are writing here, you can modify this list, and then it will modify your the status as well. You don't need to modify here. So under the drop down from, if you zoom out little bit, so you can easily each and every single column you see here, even though if I select here, no drop down is displaying here, correct? But if I move to here, then automatically it come as a drop down. It is implementing. So how I implement? This is I wrote, right? This is I wrote from where? Another Excel sheet, and then I wrote it the all status. Suppose if you have a state means open or close. Suppose test status is open or close. Just two things, because sometimes they write down open is small characters, and then sometimes they they write down all are capital. Someone is camel case, like first one is capital. So those we need to avoid. Then if we have a drop down, we don't need to write down. So suppose better way, if we write down open, the same thing. Just I wanted to check with you. Then we have a close or closed, open and closed, and then new or close or whatever. Status is new. Suppose make it new and closed. This is state. We don't have state. Suppose sometimes they on the defect tracking for a defect ID we may have for defect list. Suppose this is there is another columns. I don't want to confuse it. Suppose as of now same columns for, should I write or should I not? Because it's time consuming. I did not I had already, but somehow I could not connect my PC. We can, for defect list, we can make it easily. Defect ID, open date, close date, DESC, description, and then this is state, this is remarks, whatever. So defect ID, so suppose we have defect ID DEF and then 1001, and then we open it today or yesterday or day before yesterday, whatever, 12, suppose 12 and 2018, and then description login functionality is not working properly with invalid password, whatever we write down. So double click. This is the state. Suppose we have open and close, we need to drop down, make it drop down. So we can make it color from there, right? Easily we can make it easy color, bold. You can make it size, already all people knows. So suppose we want to implement here open and close, how we can do that? So we have list, but we did not create group. How many data we have a group? 2. So select 2 data and then delete the left side and then put the name on the first one, right? State, right? This is state, right? So we enter from keyboard, enter it. You see, already got. Then you can double click when you select, and then it will show individual. It will show the position. Individual, it will show the position. But if you select the all group, then group name automatically will come. So now is state we have. How we can do that? Go to that. So this is defect and defect list, whatever defect list, and then after that you want to implement here. So select all, or if you have a range, you can select. Suppose if you have a 20, and then you can select on or up to 20. I will show you how to do that. So I select all, which one is going to be implemented. Go to the data menu and then go to valid. Correct? Valid data. Validation. So data validation, when you select and then settings, and then it is allow what? List. And then we need to put the same name, state, correct? And then we select, already done. Come here. Did you see? New close. it is showing here, right? But if you go 21, 22, 20, it is showing 20, right? If you go 20, it is showing because we select 20. If you go next one, not available. So it is depends on the range. How many columns you select, you can implement for all. Yeah, but you have to chosen like 200 columns or 200 columns, or it depends on how many record you want to implement for this. You can also customize it. Suppose this is here, you already have those, right? Suppose if you select there and then go to and then go here and then select your source, and then after that also resize it. If you select all, it will come as a enter it, and then okay, then after that it will implement here. So you customize, you can do that if you have a big list. So even though here you see it's coming is all are hashtag site because of the size. What we know, we already know, if you double click and then it will show the date, correct? And then there is another one is sometimes if you need to make it, suppose if you have all columns, sub 20 columns, you need to make it resize. Suppose all row, you need to make it resize it for your like record. Then for wide and height, if you make it drag on it, you can do that. Same way column wide and height, if you did when you did the same way, you can do also. And then another one is sometimes is this one is suppose another column you need to add. Suppose they said okay, put the environment. So suppose before description, between description and state. So what you will do, you select the state and then right click and then select insert, and then you can put environment. So not there, actually the second one. So ENNVIRONMENT. So that way you can do. Even though you can even move it. Suppose your column is here, whole columns you need to move. Then hold the shift key, and then after that you just come here and then drop it. Actually, not like that. So from there, shift key or control key. Control key actually duplicate. So as from here, suppose if you want to select and then cut, you see here control X. Actually I will show you from, I'm using lot of shortcut. So this is the cut. So if you use it, and then what you can do immediately, if you want to put it as a between insert cut cell, so when you select it, automatically it come here. You have a more data will come with the data. Now we don't have. So environment, it could be Windows 10 or your browser, a lot of things you need to do. And in the meantime, suppose they have another columns is opened by. Suppose from defect after open date and close date, and then before that you need to your manager said okay, create a one column, we can track you are working a lot of people on your team, and then they want to track it who open it, because they can assign it and the same guy for retest. So opened by, it is the tester name, opened by, right? So they can write down whatever I wrote it, so I put it there, my name, you can put it user name, and then they find out. But in that case, sometimes they may need to hide this. So because for reporting purpose, maybe when you are sending the report, maybe it is make you more wider. You don't need to. They don't care. Suppose sometimes they need to put the report on it when you select, and then when you select, when you print out, that is also handy. Sometimes you need to you need to select the column, whole columns, and then go to file and then print. and then you see here it is showing in the 2 page or 3 page, one, and then it is coming as distorted. It is not coming as a one sheet. It is coming multiple sheet. When you print out, it will going to be mess. Nobody will understand, right? They cannot do that. So what you need to do is just, you see here no scaling. You just go over there and then put here fit in a columns. Did you see? When you select or fit in a columns, and then you see that it got changed. It is going to be smaller, but all is. But sometimes you may need, it is what is called, it is portrait mode. Sometimes if you do landscape, you do have more roaming, more space. You can do also. So let's do that for page settings. If you go here and then page layout, do you see here page layout, and then this is the orientation. When you select, and then it is a portrait. Now if you select landscape, and then it's already selected by landscape. Then go to file and then print, and then same thing. You see now you are seeing more bigger because you have more roaming. Because we know portrait is 8 by 11 letter size. Yeah. So 11 now you are getting here is the 11 inch. Previously it was wide was 8.5 inch, correct? So those things is very handy. Sometimes a lot of people, they don't know how, when you need to print out, and then print functionality they don't know. Even though you can minimize your space roaming. If you need more close by, you can use it. More less border. If you need more border, then you can do that. And then also they have a page range. Definitely when you work, this is your properties. And if you need a color, and then definitely if you go, and then they have a properties, and then from there you can change it. Now here I am not connected to the printer, that's why it is not showing. So same thing is here also, you can use it. So go by which one we took it, then copy paste you can do, and then a lot of things you can sometimes they, what we said, like hide, right? Opened by, we don't need to for printing. Maybe they need to defect ID and open and close date, description and status or something like that. They don't want it. That time you can do, suppose select the column and then right click, and then here is the hide option. When you select, and then immediately you see this one is bigger, right? Yeah. But it is got hide. So C then E. Okay. Exactly. So you can also unhide as well. After that, if you do unhide, and then you will go. Same thing. This is the column. Also, this is your list. This one they will do nothing, right? So you don't want to you want to send a file, but you don't want to send them. This is the list, and then they will say, oh, okay, what is this tab for? Because this is your test data. Definitely you are using this as a list, but definitely if you want to hide from your manager or other people, business people or other stakeholder, if you don't want to show them this list, then you can do as a tab label also. When you right click, and then they have option hide. Did you see? Now it is not removing. You can also save. You can also save when you come. How are you gonna find it? Okay, you can go right click. Right click here. Sorry, what there? And then you see unhide. It will come. Which one you want? If you have a multiple tab, you have a list. Which one you want? Which one you unhide? Then you click. It will come back again. That's handy. Okay, because those small things, you are experienced guy, you have a 10,000 hours work experience, right? Every year 2,000 hours, and then 5 years experience, that means 10,000. Yeah. 10,000 years your experience, and then you are working lot of hours on your Excel sheet, and then if you are not really practice on it for more than less than 10 hours, then how you can memorize everything? Definitely not. So we need to practice. We need to practice on it, and then there's also this color, how they make it. You can also replicate those here. If you want to change it, colors, and then here and there, you can put it. Sometimes they also put lot of comments also. So it is not viewable, but you can put as a test comments, right? test comments. I'm writing test comments, and then sometimes you may have what they will do that. Suppose your developer, they are going through the test cases or maybe the defect list, they put some comments, and then they will tell you, okay, I update the Excel sheet and then log the comments. So he put some additional comments on it, and then you come here, you open it, and then you will see you are very beginner, and then you will say, oh, I didn't see your comment, and then you will ask him, and then how to see the comments.
Yeah, stupid question.
That's a stupid question. And then they'll say, oh, you are working here, you don't know how to find the comments. Definitely you can find easily. You see all fields, it look like plain, but here all the way right side they have the red arrow. That means it has a comments. When you mouse over the field, and then it will show you the actual comments. They don't need to separate column for that. They can put the comments on it. So you can put any comments from anywhere. And
How
then
do you put the comment there?
so select the field and then right click, and then you see here is the edit comments. Now it's coming because I already did. If you want to edit comments, please add more details. Maybe your text is missing or a description is not good enough, so they put the please add more details. They put the comments, and then when you see, you can see it. Mouse over. You can delete also. There's a delete command, and then you can add it. If you need more things, this is the insert comments option.
Question.
Yes.
So if the developer is developing something, right, and you're a tester, don't you have like a really bad relationship with them? Because you are.
Yes, we are. Because whatever they do, the developer, you are actually find out his mistake.
Yeah, looking for the hole in there.
So that is a good question. But sometimes they also in the interview they asking. So are we actually fight with the developer? How you can react? Suppose you cannot say like on your meeting, hey man, what you develop? What you doing? This functionality is not working, man. Come on. Did you test it by itself? Why you push it? You cannot ask like that. You cannot be rude.
Yeah,
you need to be the same way. Hey man, I find out this functionality, and then on our end, when I test it with username this, and then with special character with the password, somehow this character is allowing, or maybe there is the business rules, something is not mismatched, and then he would say, okay, let me check. You cannot say like that roughly, oh man, what you developed, that is function is not working. Not like that. Definitely we are working as a team. Our ultimate goal is bug free. He also working for, he's put lot of effort to do that, because sometimes why the tester role came, because sometimes when you working on yourself and then you working on your work, it is not easy to find out your mistake. Somebody will define you what is your mistake, sometimes unintentional. Something is copycat, or maybe maybe it was out of his mind, maybe he did not put attention on it, maybe something is already there but he put comments on it, put the comments code but he did not uncomment it because that functionality is not working. Or maybe the same functionality he wrote, he shared with the one functionality for all 5 pages, but he forgot to use last one. 4 pages is working, but last one is missing. Forgot to change. That is coming when you are coming little bit development process. If you are aware of, like if you are acknowledge those, then you understand easily can make silly mistake. So those things as a tester, we need to make sure our application is working as expected, and then that is our ultimate goal. And then find out a lot of hidden bug, which one is requirement is not good, or requirement is not specified properly, or find with the test data. That's why our role is inspection. Our role is inspection. We need to do that properly. So who is a good tester? Who is critical thinker? Lot of way you can check it. Even though last time we check it, what is called like for check, right? So check how if I give you the check on your ATM machine, how you can check? how many test cases can you write? You can do duplicate, same check, you can send it, and then you can also deposit it if you don't have account. If you have a account, but if you don't have correct account type, or maybe if you have a mismatch with amount, or you are sending someone, the check is going to be bounced definitely. So you have 100, but you are sending 200. Definitely, transaction is not going to be properly. So lot of how you think this. Nobody will tell you write down these test cases, write down these test cases, but based on your acknowledge, based on your as an end user perspective, to find out, oh, application is working like that way, like find out, okay, how many scenarios could happen in the real time scenario, how people could make a mistake. So you are sending check without signature, it could be possible, right? So that going to be not transact, or not going to be properly debited. So a lot of scenarios it will happen. Maybe you are sending only one side, not the two side picture. So a lot of combination it could be. So lot of things. It is nobody will tell you. Maybe the same functionality you are writing 3 test cases, you could not find out any more. And then another guy, he wrote down 10 test cases for that.
Okay.
So he has more scenarios. So who is better? The more scenarios is better, because you are testing more. Okay. That's why they wanted to get the number first. Oh, how many test cases? But don't make it silly like, oh, okay, with the data driven. Suppose like invalid data. Invalid data, suppose a login name and user, login username and password. This always we are starting with, because this is easy to start. Suppose like how many combination you can do that? Can you tell me?
Forward.
Username and password. How many combination you can write for test cases? How you know your test cases is 100% coverage? That is important question.
Okay.
You need to write down some functionality that makes sure it is 100% coverage. How you find out this? Can you tell me? For very quick, because we all are finished classes, right?
First of all, the valid ID, valid password.
Okay, this is valid and valid password. One scenario.
Alright, then the second one could be uppercase, lowercase.
Uppercase or lowercase is valid or invalid?
Yeah.
It's types of valid, invalid, right? That's why I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Like you are going through how? Test data or with the functionality? I can easily show you. Just binary process. If you have a 2 field, just 0 and 1. 0 equals to, suppose like 0 is your valid. 0 is your invalid. Invalid. And 1 equal to valid. Correct. If you do binary, how you can do that? 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 0. Right?
Yeah.
Easy. Do you have another combination? No.
No, it's impossible.
Can you make it another combination with the 2?
No.
No. Correct?
Binary, yeah.
Not even the binary, just yes or no, yes and no.
Yeah,
This is the combination. There is in the other sense there is no other combination.
Yeah.
Just make it present it here. So 1 for valid, right? Valid. Then valid.
Invalid.
Invalid.
Then invalid.
Invalid. Valid.
Then invalid.
Invalid. Right? So that will make you these 4 test cases will give you 100% what? Coverage. Then sometimes your manager will tell you your test cases 100% coverage or not. How you tell? Definitely your 100% test coverage you have. But whatever you said, that is very important. If you have another 3 field, how you write down that 3 field?
Let them answer this question. If you have 3 fields,
how you do that?
9, I guess.
Let's see. Don't assume.
Well, it's the same thing.
If you have a 0 and 1, right? Sorry, 0 and 1 combination. So for remove this, just let me do that. Not let me. Let's you guys do that. Here, 3 columns. Make it. How many record? Tell me.
111001011.
So,
Sorry,
so 1 1 1 you are saying, right? Okay.
Then we can write like 100.
1 0 0. Okay.
Then 011.
0 1 1. Then
000.
0 0 0. Then
001.
0 0 1. Then
I think I covered everything, right?
yeah. So
No, I
you
didn't
saying
cover
you saying F4. One more.
110. 110.
1 0 0.
110.
1 1 1. Okay. 1 1 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
I think you covered everything.
so you are saying 100% coverage, right? Everybody agree?
Everybody agrees.
You are agree or not? 100% coverage. We are saying you're saying 100% coverage. So you said your boss. I have 100% coverage distances. Are you? How many people are agree? Yes or no?
Yes, go ahead.
0 1 0 still we have few, I guess.
Which one?
0 1 0.
0 1 0 1 0. So we do we have 0 1 0?
No.
That one is make it.
No.
So 0 1 0 we don't have.
So 1 and 0.
So another one is saying 0 1 0. That an extra one come. Okay. So that one definitely it was not 100% previously.
So how
now
many
we are
should
saying
we have there?
how many it should be there? Yes,
Okay,
that is the question.
That's the question. How many should be there?
How we find out? So do we we are spending time like if one is missing then or 2 is missing, how we find out, or 3 is missing? But it seems like 100% to me right now. Everybody is agree. Oh, this part it could be not. The real time scenario is not like that. So how you find out?
Okay, very interesting thing. I'm very curious to know.
So it is like binary, yes or no, 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power n is the formula, -1 or something. 2 to the power actually n. 2 to the power n actually high. 2 to the power n the main formula. So here is the 3 field, right? That's why we put it 3. 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8, right? Previously we had 2. That's why it was 4. So 2 to the power 8. So 1 is missing, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we discovered. 1 is missing still. Which one?
This could be.
That make it easy that way. So come here, and then that way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, make it one thing. Oh, I want to keep it this one, like we can easily compare. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? We have. So make it 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Right?
It should be
so 4,
another
4.
one.
And then
like
1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1 combination. Same duplicate. Same duplicate. Right? 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Right?
Nice.
100%. That one is give you now is 100%. Right or wrong? Previously, if you write down randomly, then it's hard to track which one is 100% coverage or not, because randomly you are making. Don't go through 1, 1 and 0, 0. Don't like that. So what you need to do, so easily we can easily come here. So if we have this and then go to this way and then
ভাই এটা অন্যভাবে করা যায় না?
কোন ভাবে?
যেমন রাইট সাইড থেকে যদি আমি শুরু করি 1
এখান
0
থেকে
1
এইভাবে
0
আমি
করে
দেখাইতেছি, যেমন 1 1 1 দুইটা আগে দুইটা শেষ করি। তো 0 1 1 0 0 0 it is covered. So that one we have 4 combination for one set. For left side is valid. We can make it The same one,
4 1.
another combination, we make it duplicate here. So 1 1, same one, 0 1, 1 0. So we miss it. Another one, we make it column now, 0 0. Then it is 0. So if
I have a question.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, not you. Sorry. The thing is, like you said, we could make 8 combination, but the thing is, like, if it's a three-digit password, we could make 6 combination.
No, you are going to the only one field level. I'm saying here this is like username, and this is one. This is password. Another field. Maybe this one is for check for another field for PIN number. It could be PIN number. They need a username, password plus PIN number. That is the combination we are talking about. But individual, that is different things. If you have a password, so that is data driven. So in that case, let's do one thing. Suppose if I say, okay, for password field, that is your password field, and then it is saying minimum 6 characters, and then 1 uppercase, right? 1 uppercase, maximum 16 characters. This is 16 characters. Sorry, this is 16 characters. So in that case, I'm saying valid and invalid, right? Valid and invalid. Valid password, invalid password. That means 6 characters. My name is, I put it here. That is valid. If I put RUSSEL, that is valid. If I put RUSSEL, that is also valid. How many valid you could write? Millions, right? Millions you can write. Oh, not millions. I could be maybe a couple of 100,000. What is the invalid? RUS or another S. This is invalid because it is not range. If I have lot of things, I write down multiple times. I paste it Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, and then it got raised more than 16 characters. It's 5 times if I did, then it is invalid, right? So 1 character. So that is also invalid. 1 character should be maximum. If I write down all are smaller, that is invalid. So how many invalid you could do? That is called data driven test. You cannot write down the test cases based on your data. If it is data related, then you cannot write down. You can do one thing, valid and invalid. It will cover. But it is not possible in the world. How many combination password it could be? If it is a 6 to 16, how many combination? 6 to 18 characters. What is the test you need to check? You need to boundary value check. So let's make it check with 5 characters. Okay, it is not taking as expected. It's through the error as expected. Let's do 17 characters. As expected, error will throw because more than 16 characters. That is boundary value will determine your one is working or not, because in combination in that programming language we already know equal or greater sign or equal or less sign. Sometimes they forgot this, put it there. That time lot of happens. Suppose if somebody is written, so 21 is you are going to the club, they need to check it. There is the site you need to access 21 on over and over, right? If they said and over, so they put it is greater than age is greater than your age is greater than what? 21. Then what will happen? If you are actual 21, you are not getting into. If they use it, your age is greater than and equal to 21, that means it will work, right? So now that's the way. So let's that is another conversation. That's why I said to you, just write down the test cases. Don't ignore it, because seems like when you start writing, then we will go through again and again. Oh, that should not be your test cases. That is data driven. That will come your under the invalid test data. Boundary value check, that is the one test case. You can put okay, verify login functionality with valid password, verify login functionality with invalid password, verify login functionality boundary values. So those is your scenarios, those is your test cases, test case name. And then your data could be defined. You definitely, you will not test with one data, you will need to test with 5, 6, 7 set of data. But it is not like, oh, you cannot create proper data, you cannot even check it all combination, it's not possible. But what you check, functionality is working. I'm not verify 6 to 16 all world combination, it's not possible. That is the main thing. So when you start writing test cases, it will come, and then I will give you the point on it. Oh, here you made mistake. And then when you next time when you write down the test cases for that, and then it will come, your brain should work. Otherwise your brain will not work. So let's now is almost 1:37. I'm sorry guys, I took a little over time because of technical issues. Definitely we will continue with those techniques for Excel sheet. Because I know when we work at office, we feel dumb if we don't know a lot of basic commands. So anyhow, now is 1:38, and for today, see you next week. Okay, guys. Bye for now. Bye.